Hello again and welcome back to Woodhill Park. This one is my Christmas update, and it's pretty chilly up in this loft, but I thought I'd go through some of the things I've been doing this year. Now, if I remember correctly, I did a bit of work on the station, finishing off some of the station lighting and other detailing on the station. But then I went on to do this raw mail depot, and I had a lot of fun producing this. Really enjoyed it. It was a great project. I know a lot of people like this, including a guy at work I work with called Steve. He loved this project, and it was a great sort of thing to do. But I enjoyed every minute of it, plus all the feedback I got from all of you. And the mail depot continues on into the night, busy parcelling up and putting stuff on the train. Hopefully some parcels going to children for Christmas. Extremely busy at the moment, and it was a much needed addition to the station at Woodhill Park. I'm just doing this off the cuff and by memory, so I might have got it wrong, but I won't show you that because that's something that's coming up later. Also, I had it go doing a sort of maintenance depot and engine shed, and I enjoyed doing that, and got a lot of good feedback from you chaps, and yeah, it was a good project. It was my first attempt at using this clay as a concrete. Another project I very much enjoyed doing was this embankment, as I do love trying to mimic nature. It's one of the hardest things to do in modelling, to actually try and come up with something that looks realistic and depicts nature in a good light on your layout. And this was another project I thoroughly enjoyed, depicting how the guys were doing this embankment and working on it, as well as, you know, coming up with the ideas of how it should look. I think if I remember how I started the new year was a Christmas special showing some of the track improvements I was working on, just to improve the flow of traffic into the station. And obviously that was something that I had to do, and it's worked out quite well actually. And the crossover I had there was just a waste of time, so I'm glad I improved that, and it's been a success. I've also tried to improve on my sort of landscaping and sort of mimicking of nature with undergrowth and whatever along the line side of the railway, and I think I'm improving, and I hope you agree that some of this undergrowth looks more realistic, and that's one of my aims in the future, to try and improve some of the undergrowth on the layout. One of the projects lately I've been doing is buying these sort of scrap wagons off of Mark at Model Railway Fantasia. They're just in kit form that he 3D prints, and I've been painting and weathering these. I hope to improve them even further by using weathering powders and making them more individual, but I'm very pleased with these. They're very good for the money. One of my last and biggest projects was producing this cement works come aggregate processing plant, I suppose you'd call it, and I enjoyed doing this. It was something different. It needed something more here, as it was quite sort of sparse, and it needed a bigger factory. And I enjoyed sort of coming up with something that would sit in the hillside, and I was grateful for all the feedback I got and interest, and a lot of you seem to enjoy me producing this project. So thanks for all your information and support in doing this project, and maybe in the future I'll be adapting this to make it look a bit more realistic, I think. But in saying that, it's a great little scene, and it sits up at the end of the layout, and from the look at the end of the loft, it's quite a good view, especially at night time, you know, with the lights off and all lit up, and a great addition to the layout, all the same. Now we get on to things that I would like to improve or to actually work on, and this is one that is still outstanding, and as you can see is even more chock-a-block with stock sitting on top of it, which is the twin tunnels at the end of the station. And what am I going to do to finish this off? I mean, I am working on selling some of the stock, the old stock I've got at toy fairs, as you know, and I need to clear some space underneath the layout, and in turn this will be relocated to that sort of area. But at the moment it is a bit crowded with new stuff that I've bought, the boxes and stuff. As much as they're a pain, you've got to keep your boxes, because that is quite often half the worth of the actual locos you're buying and rolling stock, so you don't throw them away. So most of these are just empty boxes, but I do need to find room for them, and when I finally do, I'm thinking of some sort of road bridge and possibly a church in the background and a pull-out section so I can get to things underneath. But yeah, I've not got to that. That is something that's still outstanding and pretty much annoying me. I've also still got street lighting to put in over this section, and lighting the village generally, as there's nothing over this side that is electrified when it comes to lighting. So I've got all this to do. I also am planning to turn this area more into a more realistic look of the station, what resides close to me, which is Broxbourne. And this would involve, if I come around this side, having the road carry on here. So obviously it's not going to carry on off the layout, it's just going to probably end here, but as if the road is coming this way as well, because in reality the road actually runs round this way, and this is a left or right hand turn down to the station. So I fancy doing something here just to show that. And also, as I've said in the past, I fancy doing stage 2 of the Broxbourne station build. I mean, stage 1 was the platforms and the walkover area. The concourse, what runs across with the lifts, and I think there was various shops and waiting rooms, but the actual station itself is just Art Deco and a Bachmann version of it. I want to change this and turn it into something that does actually looks like Broxbourne station, and as I said in the past, that's stage 1, and I want to deal with stage 2, so that's another thing I need to do, and it's on my list. I also worked on this canopy and did a scene with train spotters underneath it, so they could observe the mail depot as traffic comes in and out. all in all, it's been rather a busy year. I've played around with Class 91s, just tried to enhance one and improve it for the layout and have it as a DVT, but then I decided to buy one. I've also done my little diorama test track, and that come out rather well, and I've been using that as a backdrop for any toy fairs I do. There's been no end of things that I've been working on, and it certainly has kept me busy over the year. Also, not to forget, I visited the Great Electric Train Show again this year and enjoyed sort of the many attractions there, and also saying hello to people and getting involved with fellow YouTubers. It's been a very busy year, and I've really enjoyed it. Another thing I did was visit Colne Valley, which really needs some visitors, and I would like to say it's really worth going along. They're near Braintree, and they're a great sort of place to go and visit some of the old railway stock they've got, and you can find that in some of the information about that in my previous updates of this year. If you was to ask me what my favourite project of the year was, I think it would be the Royal Mail Depot. I did enjoy putting this together, and also putting together the train spotters platform opposite, and the research that went into it, and also the involvement of people that follow the channel. It was great. I really enjoyed doing this, so this was my #1 project of the year, I would say. Now it's really on to this year's Christmas special. Some people ask me, what about a Santa special? So I've had a think and seen what I can put together, and as you can see, I've bought a few bits towards it, and hopefully you enjoy this little Christmas special at the end of the video. This year, Santa's coming to Woodhill Park Station to celebrate the Royal Mail's opening of this depot this year. And if you remember, I built this in sort of the early part of the year. I think it was possibly February or whatever. And I thought I'd do a Christmas special to commemorate the opening of this depot. And that's what this Christmas special is all about. They're all gathered on the station, and they're awaiting a Santa special, and hopefully it will be pulled by something special as well this year. And the children are all waiting patiently on the station, and there's a rather famous TV presenter doing a bit to camera just before the Santa special pulls into the station, and he's a well-known railway enthusiast, as you may recognise him. But this is all in the fantasy world of Woodhill Park. There's a bit of a police presence in the background, but I don't think we'll have any trouble with the crowd. station's been nicely decorated with Christmas trees and big boxes made out to be presents, and there's loads of staff present and Royal Mail workers, not to mention a post van that's been strategically placed on the platform just as a backdrop for this interview. Outtakes pulls into the station and stops, and Santa gives a wave to all the children and the people on the platform and wishes them all a Merry Christmas. And his glamorous helper in the background is waving to the people with cameras as she thinks she's very photogenic, and they just can't wait to get a photo of her. Never mind Santa. But this is the 1980s, and there was a bit of glamour in the 1980s in those days. Some of the children and adults have got tickets to go on the special mail Santa Express, and hopefully they'll be boarding soon, and we can all watch the train pull away. Coaches that the Outtakes is pulling are very fitting, as they are the travelling post office coach and an auxiliary coach. Suddenly, a new Father Christmas has appeared. Whether it's the real one, we'll never know. But there's another Father Christmas appeared on the station, and he's giving out presents to all the children that didn't have tickets on the Santa Express. So nobody goes without a Merry Christmas this year. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing over the years. And I'll see you in 2025, hopefully better year than this year. Believe it or not, all this did take a bit of filming, and I did have a few mishaps, and it was rather tedious at times trying to get everything to do what I wanted it to do at the right moments, but hopefully I soldiered on and come up with something that's okay to watch. But I might be putting some outtakes together if I can get enough outtakes of this and other things throughout the year. This year's Christmas special was quite hard to put together. I did struggle with what I was going to do, and in the end I thought, well, decorating the station again would be a good thing to do. And do you think I could find decorations anywhere especially the size I wanted. So that was a difficult task, but I think I've achieved it. I think most of it looks in keeping, and I did struggle to get the odd cake decoration and stuff to finish up, but hopefully you think it looks the part. It's all about fiddly. It takes ages putting these things together. Stay there. Now you need to face this way. The camera's over here. That's it. Right, don't fall over again. It's worth putting a figure of myself somewhere. But then again, it's not Gulliver's Travels, is it? Keep an eye on it. Oh, I need to give up and go and get a cup of coffee, I think. Hello again, it's me, and it's Christmas coming up here. Even though it can be bloody cold up here sometimes, or the opposite, really hot. So that's the nature of the loft layout. That and the beams to bash your head on. Oh, there was one other thing I forgot, and that's to do this properly. As I like my wine, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you don't get too drunk, and I'll try not to, and I'll see you in 2025. Cheers. A good year. Let's hope next year's even better. Right, this is me signing off until next year in a very cold loft. Bye for now.